Hello, my name is Mario Kurtjak. I'm a classical guitarist from Slovenia. I studied music first in Slovenia, in Ljubljana, at the Conservatory of Music and at the Academy of Music in Ljubljana. And then I also did master's degree study in London at the Royal Academy of Music. I started when I was 7. I started playing guitar. I went to elementary music school in Logatec, where my teacher was Eva Hrein. And then I continued to secondary music school, where my teacher was Igor Saje. And he was actually the first one to really establish my technique, especially of the right hand technique. And then at the Academy of Music I studied with André Grafenauer, who is a great expert on early music and classical romantic period music. And we did the Carlevaro technique, which is slightly different than the one that I was taught in secondary school. And then the masters was really going into all the details about the guitar techniques, repairing all the small mistakes or some things that bothered my technique to improve further. With Michael Lewin, who is an amazing teacher, I must say. I didn't know much about him before I went to the Royal Academy of Music, but it's like an ideal teacher that he should be, and he has so much knowledge about everything. And then, of course, I actually went to London mostly because of David Russell, who was kind of an idol for me, and all the lessons with him were incredible. He's also such a great person anyway, and he's teaching in this way as well, not to interrupt with your ideas about the interpretation, but to help you to make them more convincing for the audience. And Fabio Zanon, another great mind who knows so many things, and he's really, with him we always worked. He helped me how to solve some problems. Always, he showed me you should do like that at home every day, and trust me, it will pay off. It's great if I don't count the hours and if I just play until I get tired. And it's important that I make the most of every hour that I practice. And sometimes it's not the physical practice, but especially if I'm doing a lot of repertoire, I need to do mind work. We could count this as well as a part of practice. So if we count this, then we soon reach like almost half the day or something, like 8 to 12 hours. But if we count only technical, it's usually not more than 6 hours, and 6 hours is always intensive before a concert or competition, like 3 or 4 days before. And 1 day before the concert I do mostly just mind work and really slow practice, because not to get to the fingers don't get too tired. It seems that I prefer romantic, classical romantic period and some Spanish influenced style of the 20th century. Even though I have nothing against other repertoire, so I include it always, also the Baroque, Renaissance and contemporary music. I usually change the program a lot, so I don't have a signature piece to always repeat it in the concerts. For guitarists and composers, of course I mentioned David Russell already, but there are other great guitarists, like there are so many. I don't know, Zoran Dukic, Barueco, Pepe Romero, of course, Segovia, we need to mention him, Julian Bream, and in the past, of course, Tarega Jobe, and we're coming to composers now as well, so Fernando Sor, one of my favorite, and Agustin Barrios. These are maybe two of my favorite composers. It's certainly difficult to transcribe for the guitar. It takes time to find the right key, the most suitable in resonance and in fingerings, so that it will be playable on the guitar. So this is one of the difficult tasks. But one of the good things is that the variety of color of timbres that the guitar offers can make the piece even more interesting or even better than the original. One example, I think it's Asturias Leyenda by Albanese, which I think it sounds even better on the guitar than the original on the piano, because you can make use of the same pitch on two different strings. The guitar is probably one of the rare instruments that it's so alive with contemporary music still. So many composers write great music, and they become part of the regular concert repertoire quite soon, and they remain there. In London, they really care a lot about contemporary music, and so I heard lots of great new pieces for the guitar. I also had some collaborations with living composers there, and we wrote some great music for the guitar. If I mention just a lot of repertoire that is part of the everyday concert repertoire, it was written in the end of 20th century or early 21st century. So composers like Leo Brouwer, Dusan Bogdanovic, and Roland Dians, Carlo Domeniconi, and others are part of the regular guitarist repertoire, and this is all very new music. I would like to give concerts around the world, of course, to be part of the guitar festivals and even non-guitar festivals, to make very other interesting projects, to bring out new repertoire for the guitar, and not only newly written but newly discovered or transcribed, or to make something interesting, different, to play well. I always think about half a year in advance or something like that, but you have to always think in advance, in the future, with the guitar. Otherwise you just get stuck without any concerts. I have a website there are some videos on my YouTube channel. I have a Facebook where I promote concerts as well, like Guitar Quartet is more like that, and now a duo with a singer from Colombia. Collaborations with composers such as Bernardo Simões from Brazil and Robert Laidlaw from United Kingdom, and some Slovenian composers as well, like Peter Shauli, Alice Strajna. And I hope that I will release some CDs soon as well, so there you will be able to hear me as well, because it will be digitally distributed. Thank you for watching my interview. Subscribe to both channels, mine and the one by Bernardo Simões. Greetings from Slovenia. Hvala in nasvidenje.